So let's look at B1. B1 says calculate the speed of an 8.0 times 10 to the 4 kilogram airliner. So we're given that the mass is equal to 8.0 times 10 to the 4 kilograms. It says calculate the speed, so I want to find V. With the kinetic energy, so they're telling me the kinetic energy is 1.1 times 10 to the 9 joules. So the first thing I do is I write down my basic equation. I don't write down the basic equation rearranged. I don't just write down numbers and start dividing or whatever. I write my basic equation. So the basic equation is kinetic energy is 1/2 mv squared. Now, since I want to solve for V, I'm going to rearrange the equation to solve for the unknown in terms of the known. So because V is what I want to solve for, I'm going to leave it on one side of the equal sign by itself. So it's over there, so I'm going to leave it there. So first I'll get rid of the 1/2, so I'll multiply both sides by 2. Then I'll divide both sides by m. And then I'll take the square root of both sides. So I end up with the square root of 2ke over m is equal to V. Now I'll substitute in my values. 2 times 1.1 times 10 to the 9 joules divided by 8.0 times 10 to the 4 kilograms. So when I do this mathematically, my answer comes out to be 1.7 times 10 to the 2 meters per second. But how do I know that this joule divided by a kilogram underneath a radical, how do I know that that actually comes out to be a meter per second? So I'm going to carry my units through and cancel them in order to check my work. Because remember, in physics, you have a foolproof way to check your work every time. So let's look at my units. Well, in the numerator, I have a joule divided by a kilogram. So that is, a joule is a newton times a meter divided by a kilogram, which a newton is a kilogram meter per second squared times a meter divided by a kilogram. So now I see that this kilogram cancels with that one. Now I can multiply these meters out. So underneath the radical, I'll have meter squared over second squared. So when I take the square root of the number, I also take the square root of the unit. So the square root of a meter squared over a second squared is a meter per second. Is that the correct unit for the speed? Yes, it is. So again, you carry your units through and cancel them in order to check your work. You have a foolproof way to make sure you didn't make an algebra mistake, you did your physics correctly by carrying those units through and checking them. And that's it.